Hey guys, welcome back. If you don't know, my name's Brittany, and if you're new to my channel, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. I know it's like a weird background, but we are officially moved in to our house. We have a lot to do, a lot to change, a lot to still unpack, so that's why I'm here. So Jeff and I were laying in bed, and we were just like scrolling through YouTube, and I saw something that caught my eye, and it was about the guy who, allegedly killed his neighbor for TikTok likes. Now, I'm very new to the TikTok world, a little bit behind. Have no idea how it actually works. I was trying to make my first video and I'm like, wait a minute. But so if you guys have a TikTok, definitely follow me. It's just at Brittany Breer, or just look up Brittany Breer. Yeah, I will be posting videos that are basically very similar to what I post in here. And then just some random things along the way. So definitely make sure to follow me on there. Now, let's dive into this story. Zachary Latham, when he was 16, he moved in with his grandparents who lived in New Jersey. He had just turned 18 when he stabbed William Durham to death. So William Durham Sr. was 51 when he died, which is actually like the same age that my dad was, only different reasons of why he died. So let's backtrack a little bit and kind of get into what was going on that led to the death of William Durham Sr. Now, Zach was, driving very recklessly throughout this very quiet neighborhood, and when you have kids, you don't really want that. You don't want, just this kid to just be, putting himself in danger, but let alone putting, other people's kids and other people in danger. And it's something that gets on a lot of people's nerves because it's selfish. Durhams had went up to, to Zach's grandparents and was like, hey, this is a problem. He's driving very recklessly. And his grandparents were upset about it, which they should be. And they talked to Zach about it and made him apologize. Hi. I'm filming.
Sorry.
I love you too. They made Zach go and apologize to the Durhams, and he did. He went and he said he was sorry. However, shortly after, he was speeding again, driving very recklessly. So you can tell that apology was just because, his grandparents told him to do it, and he didn't actually care. So Zach had filmed himself being confronted by the Durham's wife in April. Now, her name is Catherine, and he had filmed himself being confronted by her about his driving. And, they only saw the one, people on TikTok only saw the one side of the story at the time. They saw this woman going up to him and, complaining to him and stuff and telling him to basically, stop. But they didn't get the other side of the story. So he just sat there calling her Karen. And, that's a huge, insult, I guess. This video actually reached 3 million views. Now, because it went viral, it kind of went to Zach's head a little bit. And there were some pretty awful comments telling them to, egg their house or their cars, or telling him to, slash their tires, or to keep messing with them, which I think fueled the problem even more. Because you have this egotistical young man who is very in his head that something that he posted went viral, which is, it's pretty messed up that something so negative went viral, but it got into his head that it went viral, so he's thinking, well, if I do more things like this, then I can keep going viral. So in another video, Durham's 21-year-old son, William, tries to open Zach's car door as he's driving back past, because he's like, Zach is instigating the situation, and he's going outside of, their house and going, Karen, hey Karen, we went viral. So he definitely wants to get a reaction. So the son was trying to kind of put a stop to it. Now, Zach tells William, I got a knife, dude, and captioned the video, Karen's son found out that the video went viral and tried taking me out of the car. So at this point, he's just kind of hiding behind a camera, just trying to instigate the situation. Now, the lawyers also claimed that in a now deleted post, Zach can be seen holding a gun saying, this is how you handle neighbors, which is incredibly disturbing. Like, I obviously don't know this guy personally, but he is like what I don't like in people. I can't stand somebody that, they want to mess with somebody, they want to hurt people for their own gain. I think that's absolutely ridiculous, and he's very, just full of himself. Now, the family had sought help from authorities, but we're told that no action could be taken at this time because of COVID. So I think that that's absolutely ridiculous, because they tried to go the correct way about this, and if the courts had done their jobs, if their police had done their jobs, and not saying that, like, don't trust the police, or, don't, go to the police for help, because you should. It's just the fact that they were doing what they were supposed to, and the police weren't doing anything. There's one video that Zach had posted, and it was telling, like, it was talking to the police officer, and the police officer was saying that even though he saw the videos that Zach was posting, he wasn't going to do anything about it. So now Zach's thinking, hey, I'm untouchable. And if the police and the courts did their job, there's a very high chance that William Durham Sr. would be alive today, which is crazy. Another time, Zach had actually swerved towards the Durham son as the Durham son was riding a bike. This son was only 17, it was the younger one. And when the mom went to confront him, like, hey, you swerved towards my son while he was on a bike, like, that's super dangerous. If he lost control of the vehicle for even a split second, it could have possibly killed the son. So, I mean, as a mom, I would be fuming. So she went up to confront him, and he was like, no, like, I didn't do that. And he hit her or pushed her or something along those lines. So this kind of, between, what happened with the son and now him pushing or hitting the mom, this obviously was the tipping point for William Durham Sr. And he's like, okay, well, we got to take care of this, because it's out of control. And like this, it wasn't like a couple months span of this. This was like 2 years worth of things happening, of like Zach instigating this situation and just being a nuisance and not respectful by any means. Now, Zach is also in the National Guard, and so I don't know if that made him think that he was like better than people. I mean, my brother's in the Army, and he doesn't think that he's better than people just because he's in the Army. So I don't really think that that's a reason. Like, my fiance, like, Jeff works for the government. Like, they don't think that they're better than people just because of who they work for. So I think that that's like a really bad reason to think you're like untouchable. I don't know. I don't know if that is one of the reasons, but I could see it adding to it for him. Another very important part of this is Zach was emancipated at 17. So I feel like, again, like, maybe he was emancipated because, I don't really know his backstory about what's, his relationship with his parents, but it kind of seems like he's just out of control. After, the whole thing happens with Zach pushing or hitting the wife and almost, running the kid off the side of the road on a bike, like, on a bicycle, like, So, William Durham Sr. was like, yeah, okay, enough is enough. Let's go confront him. Which I think is the right thing to do because, the police weren't doing their job. The courts weren't doing their job because of COVID. And yes, COVID is super serious and it's very real. And, they want to be safe, but that's not being safe. So Zach is also married to this girl named Sarah. And she should just go find herself someone else because I have a lot to say about this kid. She even admitted that she recorded the encounter with the Durhams of Zach killing William Durham Sr. because it was her and Zach's intent to post these videos on TikTok and become TikTok famous, which is so incredibly disturbing. And I cannot express that to you guys enough, how disturbing that truly is. Zach and his wife were very audibly heard in the video telling the Durhams to get off their property and that they're not welcome, which is, it's their right to do, to not allow people on their property, but that they shouldn't be living at Zach's grandparents' house if they're married. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah, stuff happens, but if you make it a point to get emancipated, and you think that you are enough of an adult to do that, and you're going around terrorizing things like people, maybe you should be spending your time doing something a little bit more useful. If you are living with that's a knock, not a knock towards any of you guys if you guys are living or know people that are living with their parents still. I know people that, you fall on hard times and stuff like that, and that's completely understandable, but this guy was literally going and terrorizing his neighbors instead of putting that effort towards creating a better life for him and his wife. The Durham's hands, who were very visibly empty, they made sure to show that their hands were visibly empty. They continued to approach Zach. Zach had, run inside and he had grabbed a stun gun and 2 knives. Which, if their hands were visibly empty and he didn't, there's a couple things. If he didn't intend to harm them, why is he grabbing knives? He could have just grabbed the stun gun as just a precaution. Also, he had a couple friends there, so it's not like he was just there with his wife. And the other thing is, if he didn't intend to harm anybody, why was it being recorded? So he then fired his stun gun and swung a knife at one of the sons. So Mr. Durham then went and grabbed at Zach, who had slashed him in the right arm, before he retreated into his garage, followed by his friends and his wife. Now, his wife did urge him to drop the knife, but she still continued to record. Now, it's almost like he wanted Mr. Durham to follow him because of how he retreated. Then Mr. Durham was stabbed underneath the armpit, which punctured his lung, which is said to be the fatal wound. So that is what had killed him. Now, the lawyers are seeking to upgrade Zach's charges from aggravated manslaughter and assault to first-degree murder. And they have also requested that the charges against the family, which includes criminal trespass and assault, be dropped. So it is, I know I keep saying it, but absolutely insane, because the family did what they were supposed to do. They went to the police, they tried to get help, they went to the Vinland Police Department and the Cumberland County Prosecutor's Office months before Mr. Durham got murdered and received zero help. None. So the fact that they are getting charged because, enough was enough is absolutely ridiculous. And especially that they're facing these charges after losing their father and, Mrs. Durham's husband because an egotistical 18-year-old wanted to become TikTok famous. It is absolutely insane. So I personally, if you couldn't guess, are definitely on the side of the Durhams. I think what Zach did was wrong. And he's not, like, he is still awaiting for, like this trial is continuing right now. And he's released right now. Like, he's not behind bars. I believe his next court date is in May. So he's, nope, he's just free right now, which is insane that he is. I know I keep saying, wow, I'm saying insane a lot in this video. I'm sorry. But it's just crazy that he, killed somebody. Like, actually killed somebody. It was filmed. There were, evidence leading up to all of this happening. Like, if police actually just, like, did their job in this case, like, I know that, like I said, if you need help, still go to the police, still do the right thing, always be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, and just try to do the right thing. But the sad part is, that's what they did. And, like, Mr. Durham was a very liked person in the neighborhood. And he, saw this kid being obnoxious and was just kind of like, hey, can you stop? And then the kid didn't care. So, I don't know, you guys. I have a lot of feelings about this case. I have a lot of feelings in general about a lot of things. So let me know what you guys think about this. I don't think that the family should be getting charged at all. And I think that Zach should be, in prison because of what he did. So let me know what you guys think about this. I just can't believe that somebody lost their dad, their husband, their friend, because somebody was too much in their head. Like, it's an awful reason. And it's so disturbing that there's people out there like that. And remember, like, the other thing, you guys, is pay attention to what you are commenting. Like, you guys are awesome, honestly. Like, you guys really are. You lift me up so much, and I am incredibly appreciative of that, like, well beyond words. But there's people that just hide behind a screen and type these rude messages. Like, on my Chris Watts video, there were multiple comments that were like, I can't watch this because I can't stand your voice. And okay, you don't like my voice, that's fine. Don't watch my video. I'm not making you watch it. So why are you going out of your way to bring somebody down? And it's those people that they want to hurt others to bring themselves up because they're miserable, and that's not an okay thing. So always try to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, and I know you guys will be. I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I love you guys so much. And until next time, I love you.